Hi guys and welcome back to the channel. Today I've got two replays in the Russian Tier 6 Premium Light Tank, the T-50-2. The T-50-2 is one of those stress reliever tanks for me. It's one of those tanks that is just really fun. It's just a really fun little light tank. And I'm thinking right in saying that this tank actually has matchmaking that's similar to the Lycan as well, in the fact that the minimum it will see is Tier 7. Like, it's very rare occasion where you might end up in a Tier 6 game, and by that it'll end up being like this game where there's 4 Tier 7s or there's like 1 Tier 7, if that. So most of the time you'll see Tier 7s and Tier 8s, which can be a pain because it does have the 57mm off of the T-34, which only has 112 pen on its standard rounds, and then 189 pen on the premium rounds, which is enough to pen most of the things you'll face at Tier 7 at least. Tier 8 you'll struggle with a fair few tanks, but you know, you're still usable with that sort of pen in a light tank against most of the tanks when you're flanking and stuff like that. Which is why I carry pure premium loadout, because the other thing is, I've run out of ammo in this tank so much. Like, so many times. Because this tank, as you can see, fires very quickly. The reload is a 2.4 second reload, which is, yeah, it's pretty filthy how fast it fires. And thus, having only the 79 rounds, well, I say only, right? Having the 70-odd rounds of ammo means that, well, it did fantastic driving me. Anyway, yeah, it means that you run out all the time because you're firing so fast. If you have those crazy games that go forever, right? Well, not even forever. The sort of all action, all go action stations firing constantly. You're just going to run out. So I just take the middleman out. And because obviously the other thing as well, naturally, is that you're against Tier 8s a hell of a lot in this tank. And I don't think there's going to be Tier 8s in either of these games, but that's because they're just really nice games that I wanted to show. And yeah, you against Tier 8s, 112 pen is going to do nothing, so you just need the premium rounds. This is definitely a premium spanker, but it's a relief tank. It's not one you're going to be playing for money. Crew training, maybe. You're just going to be playing it for the hell of it, right? For the fun. This is a tank that I think, this is the tank that I feel like they created rollover recovery for as well, by the way, because this tank likes to flip itself all of the time. It flips all of the time. Give it one excuse to hit a little bump and flip, it will. But it's a hell of a lot of fun to play, and yeah, I've always loved playing the T-50-2 for just the mad stuff you can accomplish. Because it is quick, it is nimble, it has that rapid fire gun. When you are circling people, you can absolutely trash them, and you can have so much fun doing it, generally. So, in the T-50-2, I run a crew of, well, I run Born Leader, Rapid Reload, Sixth Sense, Situational Awareness, Camouflage Expertise, Muffled Shot, Steady Aim, Snapshot, Run and Gun. I run the 2 camo perks because I'm a light tank. I want to be able to have that sort of camo, right? You always want to be able to stay on spot for as long as possible in a light tank. And the gun perks because, well, I want to make sure that this gun is as good as possible for my run and gun YOLO gameplay that I tend to have in this tank, because that's just the way I play, full throttle pedal to the metal, right? Maybe not always against Tier 8s, naturally, but I still do play like a lunatic, to be perfectly honest, in this tank, because it's just so much fun to do it with, right? And in terms of equipment, I do run vert stabs, the camo net, and optics. Vert stabs again to be able to have as good as gun handling as possible on the move. As you see, it is very run and gun like I'm playing it. Optics to be able to spot for myself. Again, I'm a light tank, I want to have the best view range I can have possible, which I get up to like nearly 500 meters view range with the setup that we have. And the camo net, because, well, camo, and again, if we want to play and get to those aggressive spotting bushes, we can sit in them and really stay on spot quite easily, and it's a good time. So in that first game, you saw us run around like a lunatic on Hidden Village, and we finished with the victory. 5 kills, 2.5k damage, and 1200 assistance. Ace Tanker, the Scout Medal, the High Caliber, and 2023 base XP. A really great game for the T-50-2, but it was the perfect scenario for the tank, to be honest. Only 4 Tier 7s. This thing is going... I think that's the reason why... I mean, I still remember playing this thing against Tier 9s back in the day, which is the other reason it's full Prem loadout, because it's been like that since we could see Tier 9s. Yeah, the... I just... If you were only... Well, I say, if you were able to be top tier, right, this thing would absolutely shred and just be so dominant against tier 5s and tier 6s. Because you'd have the same gun that a tier 5 T-34 has with a similar reload, but on a really mobile, nigh on unspottable tank for realistically the tier 5s in this world, right? That is a good way to start this replay. Get the ramming on the wheelie boy and lose 90% of our hit points. There we go. We got away with it. Anyway, yeah. This thing would dominate tier 5s and 6s, which is why I think it's when they made the changes to light tanks, they made this thing be only able to see a minimum of tier 7, which is realistically, just like the Lycan, why you always pretty much see tier 8s, or at least tier 9s. Because when you have that sort of matchmaking, it seems to just end up dumping you horrendously bottom tier most of the time. So you have to make the most of those games where it gives you nice matchmaking, like in these two replays. And when you do, have as much fun as possible. We've started off quite badly, though, because we rammed that wheelie boy for no apparent reason. I have no idea why I did that, because, well, memes. And we lost most of our hit points, and we'd only done like 300 damage. But so far, we are making the most of our rapid-fire gun. We're in a flanked position here on Fisherman's Bay to be able to attack these guys that are into the town. And we're up to 1,400 damage so far. This Sturmpanzer's moving into a position that I'm quietly careful of, because he could easily just splash the ground next to us and kill us. We get fortunate the T-34-85M missed us, and now we're just starting to try and get the shots into the Sturmpanzer. The Sturmpanzer's gone. Now we're going to move into a different position to see if we can get more shots. And here we go. We've got a Tiger 1, sorry. Tried to auto-aim a shot or two into him. It didn't work. Then he managed to spot us through the bushes, which is really annoying, because I was kind of hoping my camo would hold up and I could sit in that bush and fire and farm to my heart's content. Didn't quite happen. But we're going to move up now and start trying to get some shots in. And this is where it can be quite nice, right? This poor Tiger 1 is too boxy for what he's trying to do right now. And we are finding his cheeks. Maybe not anymore, we're ricocheting because he's just angled up. But yeah, we're trying to find those cheeks. The building, come on, gun. Find the cheek. There we go, we got his cheek. And we're just going to try and keep pummeling shots in, because we can just see it. We can just keep trying to put the shots into this guy. It's not quite working, though. This is the thing. This gun, if you're trying to find those pixel shots, won't work all the time. But when you do get those shots, you just start to shred. And this Tiger 1, we're starting to find those shots now. Unfortunately, we get spotted again. I was kind of hoping my camo would hold up again so that I could, you know, farm him. But I suppose he was just inside the ring of detection there. And we managed to get rid of the Tiger 1. So now it's like, right, okay, what's cracking in this game left? There's 6 tanks left on artillery. We know where 3 of them are. We know where 2... Well, we know where 3 of them are down there. We know where another 2 are. And there we go. All 3 of them are spotted now. So all 6 actual tanks in this game are spotted. We're going to try and make use of our gun in the flanked position. So we were spotting the VK3001D down there. Now we're spotting the KV-85. Just looking for awkward shots at this guy through the buildings. So we find the shots through his turret. But again, it's just kind of awkward just because I have no idea how that went in. That looked like it went through the building. Just awkward positioning of this KV-85 is making it awkward to get the shots in. Then we spot the OI round the back of the corner. It's like, well, hello, Mr. OI. Don't mind if I farm. I mean, do. Well, we're just going to farm up this poor guy. I mean, it's just... The thing to take in with the T-50-2, right, especially when you're watching something like this OI, right, it's just watch how fast their health deteriorates. It's the reason I don't run a rammer, because we've got a 2.5 second reload for this 85 Alpha, and it's 2.5 seconds, it's fine. If we put a rammer on, it goes down to like 2 seconds, I think. I'd rather make sure my gun hits more often than have that extra little bit of reload, right? That's my trade-off. Because even though I might be able to reload faster, I might miss more shots, and hey, I'd rather hit the more shots than that. But anyway, that OI's gone. There is the heavy tank at E1, and then the heavy tank we've just seen knock a tree down over there. So we're just going to go straight over, sorry, TD, and finish him off. I was thinking, right, I can get rid of the TD and then go after the Caro, but the Caro's been shut down by the Jagdpanther as well. And perfect. The Crusader SP has just fired. So we're going to make the most of that. Get in behind him and say, hello, Mr. Crusader SP. Give me all of your hit points. Although we just keep bouncing with our auto-aims. But now we're exactly where I want to be. Directly behind the Crusader SP. And it's farming it all the way to the victory. Unless artillery hits him, he's all mine, baby. And we shut down the Crusader SP. Finishing the game with 6 kills. The victory, top of the team. 4,323 damage for a tank that has 85 average damage. High caliber, ace tank of the Top Gun, 2,521 base XP. Yeah, that's 4.3k for a tank that fires very quickly and only has 85 damage. That's a tier 10 ranking score of damage when a tier 6 light tank with the very low damage. Pretty damn nice game in the T-50-2. A real stress reliever of a light tank. Hell of a lot of fun to play. Great gun, great DPM. Great camo, fantastic tank. So as always, everybody, thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time.